mistakes happening all the time in Brasileirão with referees.
Do you think Bragantino could win the title in Brazil at some point?
I think it's very hard for a team without its own identity to win anything.
Hello and welcome back to Addiction Football. I'm your host Sasha Fox. Today, second episode of Football in Rio. Today I'm in Botafogo with Mari, who is a local Botafogo supporter. Botafogo Futebol e Regatas is one of the four big clubs in Rio besides Flamengo, Fluminense and Vasco. Last season Botafogo had a 14-point lead at the end of the first half of the season with the best results ever recorded, and then went on to only win 3 out of their last 15 matches in the second half of the season, including blowing a 3-0 home lead against Palmeiras just to lose 3-4 and a 3-1 lead versus Grêmio to lose with the same scoreline. John Textor, who is the owner of Botafogo, Olympique Lyon and Crystal Palace, was fuming and called for the resignation of Brazilian Football Confederation President Edinaldo Rodrigues, claiming the league is corrupt, all while security forces were guarding the referees still on the pitch. Palmeiras would later be crowned champions, and the Daily Mail called Botafogo's failure the biggest bottle job in football history. Textor himself has since continued to claim that corruption is rampant in the Brasileirão and has threatened to be releasing not only recordings about bribes to referees, but also an apparent AI analysis that allegedly proves irregularities in Palmeiras' gameplay. He did, however, fail to provide such evidence when challenged by the Superior Court of Justice of Sports, which resulted in a fine of 100,000 reais or $20,000, including a suspension of 45 days. So, for my American viewers, you could say Botafogo are the Atlanta Falcons of soccer. Oh, and speaking of Atlanta, just this morning it has apparently been confirmed that Thiago Almada has been sold to Eagle Football Group, the company of John Textor. It has been said that Almada will play for Botafogo until the end of the Brasileirão season in December and then move to Lyon. Brazilian media outlet Globo Esporte reports that Almada will meet with John Textor this very Thursday and has allegedly accepted Botafogo's proposal, but Atlanta United haven't signed off on it yet. Looking at the table before tonight's match against Bragantino, the Brazilian version of Salzburg or Leipzig, we should see an interesting game as it is 4th against 6th. So today's opponent is Bragantino, sponsored by a certain Austrian energy drink company. What's your tip for the match?
I'll say 2-0 Botafogo.
Who's gonna score?
Nuno Santos. First of all, Nuno Santos, and then one from Luis Henrique.
So the opinions on Red Bull sponsored teams are very split all around the world. Do you think Bragantino could win the title in Brazil at some point?
I think it's very hard for a team without its own identity to win anything.
So Mari, John Textor has made some very substantial claims about corruption in the Brasileirão, and especially what happened last year when Botafogo was 3-0 up against Palmeiras and then happened to lose 4-3. What's your opinion on that? Do you think there's any substance to these claims?
Botafogo lost last year's championship because of their own incompetence. However, there are huge mistakes happening all the time in Brasileirão with referees, but I don't think it's the reason why one club or the other is winning. I think it's just bad management.
Botafogo play at the Estádio Olímpico Nilton Santos, also commonly referred to as Engenhão, which refers to the location of the stadium in the suburb Engenho de Dentro. The Engenhão holds 46,931 fans, but can be extended to 70,000 for concerts.
Okay, one last question before we go into this match. Why Botafogo? Why don't you go to Flamengo, where there could be a lot more going on a Wednesday night? Is it race? Is it politics? Has it been given to you by your parents? Why Botafogo?
Well, like you said, it was a heritage, okay? It was given to me by my dad.
Right.
And as a little girl, I used to love the Lone Star. I mean, I still love it, but look at that. Isn't it just beautiful, that bat?
It is. And so I guess you're happy to continue this tradition, right?
Of course, yes. And I intend to pass it on to my children as well.
Okay, perfect. Botafogo! It's 1-0 to Red Bull. I really hope Botafogo is going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back. So Mari, one last question before we part ways. Are you happy with the result tonight, or is there room for improvement?
Well, there's always room for improvement. Well, of course, I'm happy with the results. We got the 3 points in a home game. That's what I expect always. But we still have to be better. Yes.
That's the attitude. Thank you so much for showing me around.
And thank you so much for watching. This match day was another crazy one that only the Brasileirão could ride. While all the other top clubs suffered losses, Botafogo were able to squeeze back into the top 4 together with Bahia, a club that has been acquired by City Football Group last year. And so, after the match tonight, we can welcome Botafogo back to the title race. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe, and also consider becoming a channel member to help me produce more and better content. See you on the next one.